Andy Skinner and I'm here with Creative Expressions to show you some effects you can achieve with rice papers, some resist effects, some ways of changing the colours of the paper, so I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to show you on this tag that I've already covered a really cool resist technique and stamping. So this is one of the Floral Grunge papers and I'm using Archive Link. This one's black. And I'm just going to put some random stamping. Okay. I'm just going to take this silk off so I don't paint all over it. Before we paint over the top, I'm going to use the Cosmic Shimmer Resist Paste, and this will resist the top layer of paint, so you'll see we'll be able to wipe it back and it will reveal the paper and the stamping below. So just on your finger, get some of your resist paste, and where you want that background to show through, you put your paste. Now this resist paste, it's a very thick consistency, so it means the paste won't move when you paint over the top of it. Sometimes if you're using something thinner as a resist, as soon as you start brushing it, it moves underneath. So very randomly. A little bit around the edges. And then we're going to use some of the matte chalk paint. This one's warm white. And we're going to put one coat over the top of this. I'm using quite a large brush. And to get good coverage, just gentle brush strokes. We're going for this distressed look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry. Okay, so the paint's now dry. Before I take the paint away where the resist is, I'm going to do some stamping on top of the paint. This is the Enigma stamp, and again we're just using the black Archive Link. Okay, and then you want a baby wipe. And just start rubbing back gently, and you'll start to see the underneath stamping and the paper coming through. So it's safe to stress it's given a really shabby kind of look to the tag. So it actually looks a little bit like torn paper. Now it's important to use something like a baby wipe. If you use maybe a damp cloth just with water, you might find it hard to get all that resist paste off, and you want that off because if you're going to put any more paint on top of it, it's not going to accept to where the resist paste was. And you can actually see, because the resist paste is thick, you can actually turn these to the light and see exactly if there's any resist paste still on there. So I'm just going to get a sponge now with some Archive Link, and we're just going to edge this. Now you could carry on with this with washes of paint, or you could spatter it, but I'm quite happy with that. I think that looks quite nice. Okay, so that's a resist technique. Okay, so with this ATC, again it's got the floral grunge paper on it. I'm going to show you how you can change the colour of paper with some of the artist's pigment paints because of their transparency. So with this one I'm just going to just make it a little bit more blue, and I'm going to use Prussian blue. Because it's transparent, you'll see all the paper still below. Again, make sure you've got plenty of water with this. Okay, and if you wanted to grunge it up a little bit of quinacridone gold on the side of your brush, you'll start to get these green tones coming in. Okay, so it really easy to change the look of the paper. I've got a tag which had the resist effect done on it, and we're going to make this a little bit darker now. So I'm going to use Payne's Grey with water, mix with Quin Gold. This is what I call a dirty wash. Okay, so we're literally just going to age it. Now you would not get this effect with just ordinary craft paints. And I'm going to do the same, going on the edge of a brush with the Quin Gold and age those edges. If you think you put a bit too much on, just take your baby wipe and you take some back. Now just some pure water, I'm going to blend that in. So it now looks much older and very distressed.